G'day YouTube, welcome back to my channel, to another video about bonsai, of course. Now what I've got for you today is, it looks like a bit of a mess, but these are some trident maple seedling whips because they just grow long, and lots of weeds in there, so I apologise. But I wanted to see if I could find in these tridents at least one or two, maybe three nice seedlings with long roots, because I want to see if I can start a root over rock with them, and I'll just show you what I do and how I started off. So it's it's an interesting technique. It's nothing too hard. Get yourself a nice piece of rock, whichever way you want to look at it. Look for the most interesting part of the rock, possibly. Could be this way. The tree could sit on this side, grow on the side. Could be sit like this. Tree grows the roots over a rock this way. So let's see if I can find, I don't know how this will work out, I haven't seen the trees, the seedlings, and see if they've got good roots to put them on. But let's try that, because once you do that, I'll put some wire around it, tie it in, put it in a pot, and pretty much forget about it for a couple of years. That's pretty much what you do. So you've got to have the right seedling on there for starters, and then you can work from that. And I've got a few of these rocks, so if this works out well and I find a few, so then I'll put a few on the rock, and then we'll see how we go. Alright, let's have a look at these trees. Nice and healthy, they've grown through the bottom of the pot. I just pretty much knocked it out. So they're actually they're just coming out actually, so it might be a little bit close to late in the season, but I'm just gonna knock these out and see what I can find. Sorry, you can't probably see that bit, but I've just got a bucket here that's catching all the soil so I don't make a mess. I'll show you what I got in a few minutes. I'm starting to pull the seedlings out. Getting rid of the weeds as I go along. So they look nice and healthy. Now remember, tridents you can pretty much cut really hard. The roots, that is, cut back the roots really hard to establish a nice good nabari on there, or a nice base or root spread. So it's always a good thing to have a nice healthy tree. Oh. Is there a tree there? Yeah, there it is. Fortunately, lots of weeds. My fault. Alright. So it looks like we've got some nice healthy seedlings. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 or so. So I'm probably going to try and pick, not the smallest, probably trying to pick the bigger ones and see if there's anything interesting in here. So I'm just trying to comb the roots out and have a look. So you can see it's got some nice long ones there, which is good news. Yeah, not that many here. It's just got one long one, which probably was the taproot on there. So it's just got probably one long one there. It's got some nice small ones up here. So not sure we can use that. We'll put it here. Let's have a look at the smaller one. Yeah, not much there as well. The other thing is, when you do this, you cut the taproot off as well if you're going to grow them on the single trees. So, yeah. Let's find it. Well, at least we've got to find one good one. This looks potentially good. It's quite big. There's lots of This potentially has potential. So it's got some nice side ones. Yeah, this is not bad, this one. They're a bit fine still, a bit small, but we could possibly use this tree and put it on there. So I'll move that aside. Too small. So definitely only the bigger ones most likely will do well. Well, this is a very good one, I think. This is quite good too. So what I'm looking for is some longer individual roots, because they're the ones that we drape over the rock. Yeah, this is actually quite nice. It's got some higher roots up here. It's got a lower root there. Got some lower roots a bit lower down. So this actually probably would be the #1 tree at the moment to be used. So at least now I know I kind of need to use a bit more advanced seedlings for this to work on the rock. So, but we'll get, I'm not sure it's going to be the most convincing root of a rock to start with, but let's train these roots over the rock now and come back in a few years and see how they've gone clasping that on. So that's what we plan on doing, so that's a good one. It's too small, too small. Here's a big one, I'll have a look. Not as good as the other ones, but has potential. Yeah, not as good, but has potential. Hold on to that one. Yeah, too small. Way too small. Too small. Let's have a look at this guy. So there's probably 3 I got at the moment. This could be a 4th. Looks a bit tangled, this one, but could be a possibility. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go and hose these and hose the soil off and see which ones will suit, and I'll try and show you a bit more in detail about the trees. So these guys will just go back and grow them on. Now I could be doing, what I'm probably going to do is cut the taproot off these and get a tile, like a tile, like a little tile, a ceramic tile they cut off, and I pretty much put these on the top of those tiles. So what happens is it forces the roots to go spread outways, not down. When it spreads it out, those roots go outwards and it should form a nice nabari. So I'll just plant, put a tile in that pot that I came back in. Put these trees at different angles. You should do one per pot, but I'm too lazy, don't have the space as well to do that. So I'll do them individually, but I'll come back and do that because I want to work on the root over rock first. So I'll put them over here for now. Let me go and wash these guys, and I'll come back and show you if we can do a root over rock. Alright, so I had a quick look after I washed the roots, and I probably found this guy and this guy to be suitable. And I have this rock and I have this rock. They're going to try to put it on. So we'll see how we go. So firstly, just want to try and come in close. So you see how these got nice little slightly heavier roots here and there, here and there, here and there, and even this one down here. They're the ones you're looking for, the slightly heavier ones. They're the ones you're going to kind of put it around the rock bit. So that's what we're looking for. So when we do it, we find an angle to put them on and then drape the roots over them, and then we'll tie them up with wire and then bury them and let them grow like that, on grabbing the putting the roots around the rock bit and tying those up so it holds it in place. So let's try and do that with this one. So I'll need to try and comb it out slightly and then position them. I like maybe the rock, I like the tip of that, top of that rock, and the roots to drape around, maybe something like that. This root will go over here. We want at the back to try and support it. Yeah, so I have a rough idea of that's how it's going to fit. Now I use wire, aluminium, very fine. I think even 1 mil, if I've got it still somewhere. I try and use 1 mil. And I try and just tie those in to the rock. And I'll show you the result, what I'm trying to get to in a few seconds. Whilst I just try and concentrate. There we go. Just trying to comb the roots down and around. I guess the problem is doing videos on your phone, you get phone calls. So anyway, so that is actually pretty much close to how I do the first one. Now I'll bring it in, try and bring it in and show you. So you can see the wires wrapped around and just holding that tree in place. I'm just going to tighten it up a little bit. But you can see there's a root at the back there, there's a root here. I left the taproot part on just to give it that strength. But then I'm putting the smaller one around here, which I could put another bit of wire and just hold that down. There's one there. So that's the kind of thing you do. You try and press the roots against the rock with the wire, and that's how I position. So I need to just tighten it up a little bit. Just want to show you quickly. So let me just tighten all these up now. So, oops. So now I'm just going to twist it and tie the two pieces of wire together. So obviously using 1mm is pretty easy, it's pretty flexible and doable. So that's that one done. It's a little bit flimsy, but hang on. I'll just press that in nice and tight. Again, and now when I put it in the pot, I'll bury it over the root, over the rock, and I'll show you that. So the rock's totally inside. Done. There you go. Now you've got to pretty much forget about it for a couple of years, I think, and see how it goes. Now I'm just going to do the same thing with this one. I was trying to find the front for this tree though, for this rock, and it's a bit awkward. So I'm just going to try and play around with a few positions. I was thinking something like that, like lying against it somehow. So I just got to see if I can get some roots in the right position. Do it like that. Yeah, that might work. I might do it against. Has to be against one of the sides, so maybe this side. And I'll drape the roots in front of the tree like that from the front, so it will hook up eventually. And I've got to wire that down. So it's a bit of a fiddly job, but it's doable. So something like that, it will sit. Just got to get some wire. Next time it helps if you cut your wire before you do this. Otherwise you get a tangled mess. Okay. Apologies, it's not very good. We'll get there. Nope, we're not going to get there. So, do it properly next time, David. Maybe just use the end. There we go. Just have your wire ready next time. I'm just trying to think of other ways. Now that that's better. Well, there you go. Found a better spot for it, I think. Much more interesting. Yeah, much more. Oh, that worked out well. My mistake with taking the wire off, and there we go. Now it's just a matter of putting those roots in the positions you want them to go and wiring down. Now there's going to be a lot of little roots and fluffy bits around, so don't worry too much about that. So now there's another one done. Just gotta get a plastic. Bury it in. There's two trident maple starting 2 root over rocks. So that wasn't too bad. If you have the right, seedlings, I guess, and the right roots in the right place, you could do that. I think it's probably easier if you had trident cuttings. I think the roots would have been more spread out and even. So in this case, because they were seedlings, it was a bit harder. But anyway, that's how you do some root over rock seedlings, trident maples to start them off with. Now I will be doing another video for the other tridents and how I position them on top of a tile, just to show you the differences, and then how I put together other little tridents to make other little groups and features. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that video, guys. So let me know what you think anyway, and subscribe if you can, so you can get notifications of new videos. Thanks guys, see you next time.